Hello and welcome to Stonehearth Alpha 18. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a game that I have been promising I would play on the channel for quite some time. I said I would do it at some point in 2016, and it's now September, so better late than never is what I'm going to say for that. Now, with that in mind, let's get to it. So this is the story of a brave band of settlers from the Ascendancy, a prosperous and industrious kingdom. Seeking new lands and adventure, they set off to Darkmoor Forest, a location that is sure to be an inspiring place to start anew. So I should probably explain the options I just selected. The Ascendancy is the kingdom that we play. They are earnest and hardworking, loyal and well-rounded. Citizens of the Ascendancy chop, build and farm, confident that the known world is theirs to inhabit. You do also raise children, but I'm only interested in the Ascendancy. Darkmoor Forest is the default home of the Ascendancy, and normal means that we will occasionally be raided. Peaceful is sandbox, and hard mode is hard mode. So, we shall begin. We have 7 Hearthlings just here, and each stat is quite important. So, mind, the ability to think intelligently. A high mind stat allows a Hearthling to excel in complex mental activities such as crafting. Influences diligence, curiosity, and inventiveness. Body. Competence at physical activities. Hearthlings with a high body stat will move a bit faster, attack a bit harder, and live a bit longer. Influences muscle, speed, and stamina. Spirit. Faith in other people. A high spirit Hearthling will easily befriend animals and stand strong against enemies. This influences courage, this influences willpower, and compassion. So, with that, we have Elio Karn, who is terrible at mind, but you're pretty good at body and pretty good at spirit, so that's not actually that bad. You could probably be a warrior. Although Roke Inverse has level 6 body, which would be better for fighting, but he is also not terrible when it comes to mind. These are all fairly well-rounded, at least well-rounded for my liking, so they are going to do, this is what we're going to roll with. Over here is the Traveler's Store. Now, the Traveler's Store is where we select what we begin with, and I'm going to begin with all of that food. I want a wooden sword, and I want the Farmer's Hoe. The Farmer's Hoe is going to let us till fields and harvest crops. The sword is obviously a sword. This is all food. We could get a Herbalist Staff, which will let us heal units with crafted bombs and bandages. We don't need that yet. The Trapper's Knife is basically hunting, so I'm not interested in that just yet either. And the Weaver's Spindle lets you make threads and fabrics and all that stuff. Let's embark on our journey. We can get all of those things at a later point. I am going to select, I think, possibly that bit of land just there. Now, what you're seeing, basically, is I think the entire highlighted area is what we will have to work with. So the spot, I don't know if the spot we are looking at specifically, which I think the spot that's highlighted is your initial start. So there's no trees, there's wildlife and no minerals. But if we go up here, the initial starting point has in fact got wildlife and minerals and trees and all that stuff. So I think I'm going to go, honestly, I think I'm going to go by the water. Because we can go up into the mountain and get ourselves all the stuff that we would need. So let's start near the water. We'll settle there. We're going to generate the world. I love the art in this game. It is a really pretty looking game. But the art on the loading screens is just beautiful. I really, really do love it. I hope I can get that somewhere. I need to look at that after I finish up recording this. Anyway. Let's click to place the town banner. I'm going to plop it just over here, slightly away from the trees, so it can go there. And we are going to be Flintwood, apparently. I'll just put that back in. Flintwood. There we go. So Flintwood. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so let's just pause the game for a second whilst I set everything up. So what we're going to need is we are going to need a stockpile. And I'm just going to make a big 20 by 20 stockpile there, which is only going to have resources on it. And that's fine. Then next to it, I'm going to make another 20 by 20 stockpile, which is only going to have, it's not going to have resources on it. It can have everything else. Food and drink are not going on that either. So tools and goods and construction can go on there. And then another 20 by 20, which is going to be food and drink and wealth. So that means everything is going to be sorted out for the time being. These aren't permanent. These are just useful to have at the beginning. We're also going to want to go to here and start picking who is going to do what. We're going to need a farmer, we're going to need a carpenter, and we're going to need someone that can defend as well. Now, you are holding the saw for the carpenter. So let's see. Mind is good for crafting. So I'm thinking we have Petra Winset, who is good at crafting. So your job is going to be carpenter. Okay. And then if we go to here, we want someone with good body. So Alio Karn is going to be the footman. And we have one more job, which is the farmer. So the farming job, I think it can go to Elia Hart. So you can be the farmer. All right, with that done, we do still have a little bit more work to do before we can run the game. So, actually, no, we don't. We actually need to get the farmer first. So everyone's going to go and pick up their various tools that they need. We're going to have our footman, our carpenter. We should have a farmer, which I think we do. Yes, we do. All right, so with that, let's pause the game again. Let's go to farm. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here. And I want a 6x6 zone where we are going to grow turnips. And then another 6x6 zone where we're going to grow carrots. And another one where we're going to grow pumpkins. And what I'm going to do is basically just duplicate that the whole way across here. These are only going to be fallowed though. These are not going to be growing anything just yet because one farmer is not enough to grow all of that much stuff. Well, I think they might be, but I don't know for sure. It has been a really long time since I actually played Stonehearth, so I just want to sort of till this ground and leave it ready to be planted. So that's where the crops are going to be going, and that should be pretty good. Now, what we also need to do is go to harvest, and I want to tell them to chop down a bunch of trees for me. So we are going to clear out a bunch of this space, get a bunch of wood, and a bunch of resources, and really that'll probably be enough. What we have there, but I'll just tell them to get a little bit more. So there we go. Everyone is off to do some work, which is great news. They are all getting loads and loads of wood, which is super exciting. And what I'm going to do is go to crafters, go to carpenter craft menu, and we need a carpenter's workbench. So I'm going to craft one of those and get that made. The carpenter's made it. It's going into that stockpile there. The farmer is tilling some ground, which is beautiful to see, and we have a bunch of stuff that needs carted about there. We will absolutely get that done fairly soon. Now, you are basically patrolling. I can tell you to move to a location. I can tell you to have an attack move. I can tell you to defend. Really, you could definitely defend an area. Basically, anything comes into that zone and you will attack it, but I think I'm just going to let you patrol as you're doing. Now, Grizzled Traveler approaches. Mayor Burleyhands just celebrated Embarkation Day. Okay. Buck up. You look like you'd really benefit from something tasty. How about I give you a basket of turnips, 2 baskets of corn, and a rabbit jerky? Thank you. All right. That's very, very generous of you, sir. Let's go ahead and start doing some construction. And construction is something that's a lot of fun in this game. So what we're going to do is go to build and design. We're going to design our own building. And I want to immediately go with some foundations. So the foundations are going to go, say, 20 by 10. And we'll do 10 by 6 for that building. We could do, we could do this all as one building, but this seems fine. So that's going to be one building there. And that seems pretty good to me. So what we'll then do is get ourselves some walls. And the walls on this are going to be a pattern of Napa and Ash, or that would look interesting, but I think I want this one. And then I want the columns to be built out of, oh, we could do some mining at some point as well. We could get some stone columns if we wanted to, or stone walls, but I think for these first buildings, we'll stick with what we have. So, yeah, that seems fine. That's going to be the walls there. All right. The entrance to the building is going to go, I think, there, possibly? I think there seems pretty good for the entrance. I do also want a door in the back of it, so that can go there. Do I want to put some walls in here? Because I could. I could absolutely put some walls in here. But I don't know. It'd be nice. I don't think I want to get too complex for this first building. I do want to get some nice windows on though, so let's go ahead and do that. I want to get some nice tall windows, so one of them can go there, one of them can go there. And then, like, I mean, we could do that, but then I can't really get one in the middle, so that's fine as is. A couple of tall windows at the end just there, and maybe a couple of tall windows just there and there. And I don't know if I want any on this end, but why not? We'll do them a little bit further in, though, so they get spaced out quite nicely. So there's a bunch of tall windows. We do need to put a roof on this. We could do some decorations as well, which I think I want to do, so I'm going to get some little plants just like that. I don't think we can actually build those yet, because we don't necessarily have plants, but sure. We could do some slabs. We could do some stairs. I don't really think I want stairs, to be honest. I think we're fine. We're going to keep it nice and simple. Let's go for a roof. I think it's probably going to be that one, but a darker one. And then I can change the height of it to be much, much taller, which looks a little bit silly. What if we change the direction of the roof a little bit to go like that? That looks even worse. So in that case, let's just do that. It can be that kind of little roof, which I think looks quite nice. So with that, I mean, I could offset the roof quite a bit, which also looks kind of silly, but... Oh, I can lower it too. Oh, that looks lovely. Okay, let's get a little road in here as well. And I'm just going to go for... I'm going to go with stone, even though we don't technically have stone yet, but we will go with stone. Going to use this kind of Congo brown that we have here, and just go across like that. And that seems fine to me. We could use some out the back as well. So we'll do that. We'll run it to there. We'll run it to there. And that seems good. So we are going to need to get some stone. That's for sure. We're definitely going to need to get some stone. We can do that in just a second. Let me just run this pathway around the whole thing like that. I'm intentionally leaving that gap because it kind of looks better. But there we go. That's the first little building. That's either going to be a place to accommodate everyone, where they can all sleep, or that's going to be a place for the carpenter to work. I don't know which, but we'll see. So this is going to be small house 1. It needs some stone, which apparently we have. Okay. It also needs these things which the carpenter can make. So if we say to build this building, and I go to here and place an item, I'll put the carpenter's workbench there. And once these guys get working, we'll see the carpenter's workbench get placed. And we'll see the carpenter get to work on making the door and the windows and everything this building's going to need. These guys are going to start digging out the foundation, which is also super important. Those guys are actually digging out the pathway by the looks of it, which is quite cool. Carpenter has already made 2 windows. That's 3 windows. Beautiful. All right. This will be good. Petra Windsor is now Carpenter level 1. So interestingly, as your Carpenter continues to level up, what you'll find is that they can get different things. So at level 4, we can get a leather-bound chest. But at the moment, we can get all sorts of things as well. So I'm kind of interested in... I don't really want that. But I am interested in small crates, which can store up to 8 items. The large crates are good too, so I think I'm going to get 2 of those. So I'll get 2 large crates, because I can store some wood inside of that. We can also get some lanterns, which would actually be really, really nice to have. So I am going to say that we maintain 1 of those in the inventory at all times. So we'll do that. we'll maintain 1 lantern at all times. I also want to get I want to maintain 1 wooden wall-mounted sign. And I want to queue an order for the Carpenter's wall-mounted sign. Because that can go on the building. So that'll be beautiful. There's all of the windows getting done there. As you can see, the foundation for this little building's going in. And I cannot wait to show you. If you haven't seen this game before, you're going to see something that is truly adorable in a second. Once these guys start working on the walls. They're going to put the pillars in for supports. And apparently they are doing something else altogether. He's moving that stuff. You're moving some stone. Ah, they're putting in the pathway, which they will need to do because they can't get to the walls properly just yet. That's okay. That's completely fine by me. You are working on... Those are the doors. Those are the chests. Oh, beautiful. There we go. So watch this. They actually use wood to make scaffolding. They legitimately use wood to make scaffolding. And then when they're done with the building, they take the scaffolding down and recycle the wood so you get it back. I love that. I really, really do. I love that so much. It is adorable. And it's so good. Now, what have we got here? This is the bulletins. Ah, that was just Petra leveling up. That's fine. So we should have the lantern, don't we? That's a thing indeed. I want to go to you and say that maybe we do maintain a stock of regular lanterns as well. But at all times we keep 2 of those. Because having 2 of those would be good, because we can start putting some lanterns like in these spaces by the farms, so that we can light this place up a little bit. I think that would be good. So, once that's constructed, hopefully we can place it. And it is now officially nighttime as well, so... Ah, no, that's a lantern. Beautiful. So if I go to here... Not here, sorry. If I go to here, and I say... Lanterns... And I say that I would like a garden lantern placed... I'm gonna say... Where do I want to put a garden lantern? I'm sort of feeling there and there. So hopefully we'll see those get placed and light the place up really nicely. It looks like he's going to be doing that. There we go. So yeah, they add just a little bit of light to the area. I do think we may want to go to the workshop here as well and say that we always want beds. Now these beds are pretty poor quality. To get a better quality bed, we need a bolt of cloth, which we can't currently do. But I think we'll always maintain a bed in inventory. And you'll see why when this first day is over. But having a bed in inventory is going to be super, super useful. Let's also have a look. Why are they not... They're currently not finishing... Ah, you know what the problem likely is? We don't have the stone and they want to finish this job around here. So if I were to go and say that I want to mine... I would like to mine a tunnel. So I'm going to mine this out. Actually, no, I'm going to mine that out. Like that. We'll mine that little bit out. Then we'll see how that goes. Mine the whole thing out. Why the hell not? I don't... Oh, we are getting stone from that, which is good. Now, the reason I want to mine this out is because I can then go and say to mine that all out. And they'll dig further into the mountain. And this is good because, as you can see, we are now getting the pathway in, which means we're going to get the rest of the building done, which is good. Now, what was the alert? I think it was just insufficient materials. So they'll dig into there, and this is something I want to just mention. When I last played this game, I made a fallout shelter. And that was quite fun. I mean from Fallout, by the way, like a fallout vault rather than shelter. That's the game, not the thing that you live in at the start of the games. But yes, you can dig into a mountain, you can put a door in the front of it, and you can have everything that you do be underground. Obviously, you need to go outside for some things, but not everything. And it's just cool. It's really, really interesting to do things like that. I might do it with this group here. It is definitely a thing we can do. We do have someone doing some mining, which is cool. So it also looks to me like... Yeah, a lot of the scaffolding is currently coming down. That's because they need to move it. Oh, daily update. What have we got? Ah, now this is a problem. So this is the immigration report. Basically, we will get hearthlings if we get the food above 50, morale above 4, which it is, and the net worth above 550. So if we can knock all of that up, we get a new hearthling. That's why I want to keep a bed in inventory at all times. Because that way, we always have the capacity to bring new hearthlings in. And as you can see, these guys are putting up more scaffolding so they can get up and get the roof on the go. Somehow you've got up there already, and I'm never going to know how you did that, but I'm okay with it, because the roof is getting done quicker than I thought it would. Which is nice. I have to admit. Definitely nice. It would definitely be good to get another couple of buildings going on here. We are going to want a dedicated storage building, so I'm probably at some point going to make some kind of warehouse, which will be good for that. Are you harvesting currently? You are. Oh, we're getting the carrots. Beautiful. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I want to go to this, and I'm going to say grow carrots. Because carrots grow quite quickly. Also, everyone's asleep currently. They don't have beds to go to, so they are just going to sleep wherever they were. But that's all right. We'll get this roof done, and I think what I'll do is... I think I might stick with my plan of this being like the Carpenter's building. We'll see. I want to get the building finished, and then we will decide whether or not this is the Carpenter's building. Now, Norm Windriser has arrived with wares to sell. Okay. So you have things like a comfy bed. You have some nice lamps. You have some wood. What can we sell? We have 2 doors. We have these chests, which aren't really worth much. We don't have much worth anything, to be honest. Which is fine. That's fine. We don't need to worry about this. Traders will come and go. We could do with things like dining tables, because that is a thing you can do. You can make grand dining halls and all that stuff, but for the time being, Norm, I'm afraid we are not interested in your wares in the slightest. Now, these guys are having a bit of a feast over here. That is something we can work towards. If I go to... where can I go to look at it? Town info. No, if I go to here and I look at change jobs, for example, we can, I think, get people dedicated to cooking. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that is cook. But we need a level 2 farmer and a stoneware spoon, which is crafted by a mason. And to get a mason, we need a chisel, which is crafted by a carpenter. So there are a lot of different steps to Stonehearth, all of which are very, very interesting. Now, unfortunately, I would really appreciate it if you could go and maybe grab that. Because they are taking the scaffolding down and leaving resources up on the top of the roof. Which isn't good, but I guess it's going to happen, isn't it? Now, you're taking the scaffolding down. It would be nice if everyone would get up and help you, but that's fine. I think while you're doing that, I want to have a little look at the crafting for my carpenter and see if I can maybe get another hoe. Because having a second farmer initially would be really good. We can also get the mason's hammer and chisel, which we're going to do. So that'll be nice. We can't get the herbalist staff at the moment. Not too worried about that. Ah, yeah, these do, in fact, need flowers. That's fine. Ooh, reinforced door. Okay. We can also make writing desks. We can make benches, dressers, dining tables. It might be nice to get stuff like that on the go, to be honest. I think I'm going to say craft me 4 dining tables, and I think I'm going to need, I'll need 10 chairs. I'm going to go with the cathedral arch ones, unless we need the simple wooden ones. No, we'll go with cathedral arch. We'll go for 10 of those. So that we can eventually get around to making a dining hall. We won't be able to do it initially, but we can do it eventually, which is fine. Let's also go ahead and place an item, which is this one here, just there. And they are going to have to build a ladder for it. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, so you're a carpenter level 3, which is fine. You are grabbing the lamp, which is also fine. So the little lamp goes up there. And hopefully someone will take down the ladder. Ah, there we go. All right, so if I cut into this building, is it done? Can I say that I want to undeploy the Carpenter's workbench? I probably can, but it's maybe a bit risky since the Carpenter is currently doing some work. Let's place some items. So these can go in here, which is great because we are going to need some storage. So let's do a bit of storage in the corners. Let's get the Carpenter's sign just on the outside of the building. And let's also slice into the building again. And we're going to want to place a mean bed. Now, how do we rotate this? I actually have got no... Oh, hello. No, I didn't want to do alert mode. That was not what I wanted. I want to go to settings and gameplay? No? Okay. I don't know how to rotate things. Let's very quickly Google this. Stonehearth. Rotate furniture. How do you rotate furniture? This is a discussion on stonehearth.net. Those are weird. So, the comma and full stop keys. Or comma and period keys if you're in America, because you don't call it a full stop. Okay. So, if I do this and then... Oh, those are weird. Oh, it's the keys with the arrow. It's the arrow, not the arrow keys, but the ones with like the little pointy... It's the same way you can do it in The Sims with a keyboard, I think. Yeah, that way. I'm glad we had this understanding. Let's place a bed just... I think I'm going to put a couple of beds in here, to be honest. Just as... Well, no, I don't really want the Carpenter having multiple people in the same building. So let's do a bed there. That should be fine. And then I think the Carpenter might be done with work. Nope. Not done with work. Oh no, you're putting another bed in there. And you're still not done with work. What are you doing? Another bed. Are you done yet? No, what are you making now? What is that? I think that might have been a crate. Okay, now the Carpenter's done. Let's undeploy the Carpenter's table. So that we can then place it inside of this building over here. So that this is officially the Carpenter's building. So the Carpenter's workbench can go just there. We are going to need some lights in here. You are sleeping the wrong way on that bed. I may have placed it the wrong way around. Which is annoying. So mean bed, I'd like to uninstall it. Somebody can get to doing that eventually. Which is fine. So this is going to be the Carpenter's room, right? So if I go to here and I say that none, and then I just want wood in these chests. So if we do that, we might be able to store enough of it. It would be nice to say that the priority is higher. So I'm going to say none on that storage as well. And see just how much we can store in this. So 400 capacity there, 32 capacity there. So we don't have enough storage, is what that tells me. Well, that's annoying. Okay, fair enough. Let's then, I guess, turn on resource storage there again. That's fine. Daily update. We have the food, we have the morale, and we have the net worth. Let's accept a new settler. Luca Zedro. Okay. Can someone uninstall this bed, please? What is this? Assign owner. Oh, now this is cool. I like that I can assign an owner. We are totally doing that once this bed is uninstalled, which it isn't. Okay, we might need more beds, or we need to start designing that second building. But I think what we'll do, first and foremost, is leave it there for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you kind of for watching. This has been part 1 of Stonehearth. If you want to see a bunch more of this, do feel free to like the video and let me know that you want to see a bunch more of this. But with that in mind, thank you kind of for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!